Tonight on CTV, find out why this city council candidate is suing Colorado State University.
Plus, more players are looking to transfer to CSU's men's basketball program. We'll tell you more later on.
And see how this bus is giving back to the community. All this and more tonight on CTV. Good evening, Rams. Tonight we bring you news on suits, drugs, and a protest. I'm Matt Leisman.
And I'm Edgar Cedillo.
City Council candidate Susan Holms filed a civil lawsuit against CSU for not releasing the full footage of a police shooting that killed her son Jeremy Holmes in the summer of 2017. The incident took place on Prospect and Whitcomb. Both CSU PD and Fort Collins police officers were placed on administrative leave following the incident. Holmes says she filed the lawsuit because CSU PD only released edited body cam footage. In an email to the Collegian, Delray Chiarvola said that the university has already allowed Holmes to inspect the full footage. In a city council meeting last month, Holmes was forcibly removed after protesting police force.
You guys just demonstrated. You just demonstrated exactly what I was talking about. We don't need that new facility over there. We need a use of force policy that is about de-escalation.
Holmes' city council campaign is focused around police transparency and a de-escalation use of force policy.
PETA recently filed a complaint against CSU on the account of unethical research practices and licensing issues. The complaint was filed in 2018 against Professor Gregory Ebel regarding his research into West Nile virus and the effects on Colorado birds. They claim that CSU did not have the correct permits regarding his series of experiments. CSU admitted that there was a clerical error in 2018 while doing the research, but said in a statement to the Collegian, no animal welfare concerns were or have been reported or have been found by the course of the study.
King Soopers and the United Food and Commercial Workers Union have settled on a deal that they hope will prevent a worker strike across Colorado. The deal was reached Monday with Kroger after ongoing talks that lasted through the previous weekend. While King Soopers claims this deal is good for good news for associates, customers, and communities, the union workers have yet to fully agree. The union stated that the agreement includes wage increases and affordable health care, among other benefits.
A man was arrested in Loveland last Wednesday for trafficking LSD across the country. On March 20th, 33-year-old Ronald Williams was arrested by the Northern Colorado Task Force for distributing over 1,000 doses of hallucinogenic substances. Williams was arrested on a no-bond warrant from North Carolina, where the drugs he distributed were making their way into middle school and high schools across the state. The arrest was one of only 5 in a year-long investigation into the trafficking ring. According to John Bandel, a special prosecutor appointed to the case, Williams was the source of 100,000 doses of the drug. For more information, you can read the article on collegian.com.
On Friday, March 15th, Fort Collins high schoolers joined students across the country in walking out of class to protest climate change. The strike was held from noon to 2 in the afternoon in Library Park. Students chanted, "This is what democracy looks like," alongside musical performances and speakers. At one point, 2 trucks began circling the park and revving their engines. The students replied by chanting, "Our voices are louder than your engines." Students wanted the protests to increase discussion and action on climate change before its worst effects become unavoidable in 11 years. Julia Klein, an assistant professor of ecosystem science and sustainability at CSU, spoke at the event saying, "The science is here. We know climate change is caused by humans. There is hope, but we need to act faster."
This week, Transport is teaming up with Homeward Bound Alliance for the second Stuff the Bus campaign. The campaign began yesterday and will continue through Friday. Each day, a retro transport bus will go to a location around Fort Collins to collect donations of outerwear, children's clothing, and non-perishable food items that will go to those facing homelessness. Anna Russo, the city employee who spearheaded the program last year, says she has high hopes for this year's success.
Stuff the Bus last year, we had 3 different locations, and we filled the bus from floor to ceiling, all the way almost up to the front. So we collected 15 boxes of non-perishable food, over 200 coats and jackets, about 500 pairs of shoes. So it was a really successful event. and we hope to overfill the bus this year.
The bus will come to CSU's campus on Thursday from noon to 5 in the evening in front of the Hawthorne building.
A new vaping bill regarding public smoking is moving through the Colorado House of Representatives. Reporter Isabella Roberts has more on how this could affect marijuana and vape industries.
A bill to ban vaping in public spaces coinciding with the Clean Air Act cleared its first House committee hearing with a 10-1 vote.
Some marijuana advocates are concerned that the bill could affect vape and cigar shops. I checked out Organic Alternatives to find out more.
Already with current regulation, marijuana is illegal to consume openly in public, so I don't really see that affecting much as far as sales and consumption goes.
When asked what he thought might happen to business if vape and cigar shop numbers declined because of the bill, he believed
it may affect business slightly, but I think that people will still be inclined to visit dispensaries and purchase cannabis cartridges and hash oils and things like that.
It definitely might lower those sales a little bit because if people aren't able to do it in public places, they wouldn't be using their vapes and cigars as much or smoking them, so they wouldn't need to buy as much all the time.
Cannabis social clubs would be excluded from the bill. There are currently no social clubs in Fort Collins.
One big thing with this bill is that adding vaping to the Clean Air Act alongside with cigarettes and smoking in public, I think is a good thing. I think that even as cannabis consumers, there's often times where we don't want to be forced to be around smoke, secondhand smoke, if that's vape or actual smoke.
For more information, you can visit leg.colorado.gov.
Skirt, skirt. E-scooters are coming to town. Last week, City Council approved a one-year pilot program that would allow e-scooters and e-bikes to be ridden on sidewalks throughout the city in a 6-to-1 vote. Samantha Yee, reporter from the Collegian, has joined me to talk about the future of scooters in Fort Collins, as well as to talk about the upcoming Fort Collins election. So, Samantha, when are we going to start seeing scooters throughout town?
Well, the city is soliciting for a scooter provider, and we should start seeing them before school starts again in August.
And do you think we'll be seeing a lot of those scooters throughout campus as well?
Definitely. CSU worked closely with the city to bring scooters to Fort Collins.
Sweet. So I'm excited to ride those scooters throughout campus and throughout Old Town next year. So exciting times. So let's take a look at the Fort Collins election coming up next week. So you've done a lot of coverage over for the Collegian, and you did a bunch of research into the districts that make up the city of Fort Collins. So tell us more about these districts and some of the funky aspects of these districts as well.
Right. So this election, districts 1, 2, 4, and 6 will be up for the council seats election, as well as mayor, which anyone can vote on. And in the process of drawing the districts so students are able to find which district they live in and are able to vote in, found that our districts actually look pretty crazy. They're very detailed, and sometimes it's they'll encompass one street or cut off half another. It's extremely fine. For example, District 6.
Yeah, let's take a look at District 6. So this one covers pretty much all of West Campus, pretty much north of campus as well too. So let's talk about this district and who's actually running in this one.
Right, so the candidates in this district are Fred Kirsch, Lori Brunswig, and Emily Gorgel. And this district, as you noted, has a lot of students in it, but it's very annoying to draw because of all the divots, and you can see that one road right there just to capture half of CSU Foothills campus. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah.
Ironically, they didn't even get all of CSU's campus, which
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
I don't understand why they did that. Yeah.
Perfect. And then what are some of the ballot initiatives that we'll be seeing on the election this year as well?
Of course. So first we'll be seeing a city-initiated continuation of the Keep Fort Collins Great Tax, which is 85 cents on every $100 spent. And part of that ballot issue is making that 85 cents, 60 cents of that will be permanent. And the second one is a citizen-initiated, which means it was petitioned to get on the ballot, which is to pay city council members full-time for full-time work. And That would raise city council members' salaries from about $815 a month to $60,000 a year.
And then Fred Kirsch, the candidate running for District 6, is also the one spearheading that initiative as well, correct?
Yes, he was the one who helped push it onto the ballot. Yes.
So exciting times. We'll see how the election turns out next week, but that's all we have for news. Stay tuned with Hannah Willis as she brings you this week's weather update.
What's up, Henry?
Hey, Julia, what's up?
What are you drinking out of?